is Jeff McCallum, and you have tuned into the Cups and Cakes vinyl unveil. And as you can see in front of you, I have Cadence Weapon's new album. It is self-titled and it is incredible. If you haven't heard it yet, you are doing yourself a disservice, let me tell you. His fourth record, he has been shortlisted for the Polaris Prize twice, so this guy gets a lot of respect in Canada. Probably my favorite rapper in Canada, and for the first time, he's not producing. So he stepped back on his fourth album here and gave the producing reins to a bunch of different people. There's a various different folks that produce songs throughout this album, and the album is exquisite. So we're going to look at it. I actually am also going to talk a little bit more about some of the songs. I haven't done that on other episodes, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit. But why don't we start by taking a quick peek at the hype sticker. There's our hype sticker. So as you can see on the hype sticker, album production by other folks, and we'll go over that as I kind of talk about it. But why don't we open it first and get the foil off of it. So when you are opening with a knife, you need to be extremely cautious. I pull up as I cut, and I'm actually not even, the knife doesn't even rest on the cardboard at all. Because yeah, the worst thing you could ever do is nick it. You don't ever want to do that. And I do this because I actually keep my wrapping. I just have a drawer that I store them all in, so that if I ever came on some hard times and had to sell, I would be able to sell it as complete as possible. So yeah, the one hype sticker that we looked at already, move that off to the side. And I think this album speaks a lot to why records should be getting consumed, because this is a kind of cover art that just doesn't work on anything else, especially a download. Like, you are gonna have no idea what's going on here in this cover art, which is really great stuff. Hopefully we can find out who did it when we go through the liner notes. There's Rolly on stage. Rolly Pemberton is Cadence Weapon, if you don't know, ex-Edmontonian and a former poet laureate for our city. He was a really great member of this community for a long time, but he kind of grew out of it, and that's the way it goes. Moved to Montreal, and there's a couple songs on here inspired by Montreal, but now resides in Toronto. He's missing his Oiler jersey. Should have an Oiler jersey on. Anyways, there's a lot going on this album cover. There's a spaceman there, the ticket to Mars. Got a angry looking cop or something there. There's a reference to him being Edmonton's poet laureate for 2 years. Son of Teddy, that's a little reference to the intro. We'll talk about that in a minute. After party. I don't know what the dog's about. No, I don't know the dog. I like this. There's a little Edmonton reference there, the Funky Pickle Pizza. There's a lot of phones up, which there's a song that kind of talks about cell phone culture a little bit, but it's more about mass consumption culture. But look at all those cell phones up. Let's look at the back. We got a drone in the air there. The track list. This is a really cool album artwork. This little bit here, what are you all waiting in line for? No idea. Just like waiting in line, that's a reference to Infinity Pool. And he talked a lot about sometimes in Toronto people will just get in line for shoes just because they need the latest shoes. And he looks at that mass consumption a lot on that song Infinity Pool. There's a little alien there, look at that. Ambulance. Being on the list, that's a reference to the last song, The After Party. Very sweet. This is a really cool album art. Okay, well, why don't we have a little peek here? Ooh, shit, that's cool. There is some pretty cool Toronto skyscrapers there, looking quite evil. And that's of course a reference to the High Rise song on here. He talks about moving into a high rise with his girlfriend. Awesome. Oh, there's a guy doing some lines off the floor. Classy. Oh yeah. There's also a song, this is kind of an interesting, you know, the guys passed out and stuff. There's a song called Soju, which is actually about drinking maturely and responsibly. Oh, there it is. There it is. He's wearing his Oilers jersey there, McDavid. Oh, cool. And then, yeah, so this is a bit of a reference to the song The After Party, which is a bit of a metaphor for kind of waiting in line to see if you can get into the club. Kind of, this is more like the club in the sky, right? And the people that didn't make it in. Okay, so Own This, produced by Charles Gibbs. Really cool thing on this track to note is the opening. That is Rolly's father on the local campus radio station here in Edmonton announcing Rolly's birth. And randomly, I guess he was diving through some old tapes when he was home for the holidays one year and found it. So that's super cool. And what we got here? Destination, I think that's track 2. Yeah, track 2's Destination is produced by Harrison and features Dara Dorian, who formerly was a member of Dirty Projectors. My Crew, produced by Kate Renata, of course, that's the single. I think most people probably heard that. And funny thing, I guess Kate Renata sent him a whole bunch of stuff, and the track he originally wanted to use, it was too late. He called dibs on it a little too late, and it ended up being an Anderson .Paak song. The song Glowed Up, actually. Don't Talk to Me, Francis Scott Heat produced. I believe Francis Scott Heat's from Toronto. Large, produced by Chef Bayer and Trouble Knot. We're going with Trouble Knot. That's what we'll say there. And The Host, this one's a pretty good song about, he describes it as the Weinstein of the club scene in Montreal, but he wrote the song before the whole Weinstein thing happened, but that kind of guy using his power for evil, I guess. Produced by Jacques Green, really great song. And then it goes into 5 Roses, produced and featuring Blue Hawaii. Really great song. That one's kind of a walk down memory lane, mostly of his time in Montreal, but I thought I caught a couple Edmonton references in there. Soju, I had mentioned before, produced by Gibbs, and it is the one that he talks about drinking responsibly. So growing up, I guess, Rolly is. And that moves us into System, which is produced by Ango. I'm guessing that's Ango, and it features Brendan Phillip. And he's really stoked on these guys. I guess they have an album coming out together to keep your eyes on for that. Next, we got High Rise. So we're going to speed things up. It's taking a little bit longer than normal. High Rise is the song about moving into one of those condos in downtown Toronto, produced by Jacques Green. Infinity Pool, we talked about Infinity Pool being kind of a look at mass consumption and sort of having some of that remorse for what you just bought after that little bit of dopamine rush that you got when you purchased it wears off. It's produced by KCMQ, and my favorite song is The After Party, produced by Double Dutch. It is it's really good. It's classic Rolly. It's really great. So I don't know, I think the reason this album is so good is that he stepped back and focused solely on rapping. His flow got a lot better, and it's an impressive listen. Did we look at that side? We did. I guess we can take a peek here. The thank yous. Like most albums, you'll see some thank yous. Illustrations, here we go. Adam Waito, really, really nice stuff. Cadence Weapon. There we go. Now, let's look at this. I've been waiting to crack this one open for a while. Oh, wow. Oh, oh, that's purple smoke. Oh, look at that. How nice is that? Beautiful. Here's your side A. This is gonna be next to impossible, I think, to find that. Oh, there it is right there. If you can see it up here, there's the matrix run out. Side B. Amazing. This is one heck of a packaging. You really got everything you paid for with this. Way to go. This came out on E1. I'm not familiar with E1, but it looks like he also got some grant money to put this out. Good for him. And it is a stunning album. If you have not yet heard it, I recommend it. You really need to hear this record. It will be, my guess, shortlisted for the Polaris Prize, but I truly think this is the one that he might be able to obtain the top prize in Canadian music this year. And I really hope he does. He is just an all-around great person. Check this album out, and if you get the chance, check out some of the other stuff that we've unveiled. Our last episode, we looked at the Dude's new album. It's right there, should be following this one up. And if you haven't, subscribe to our channel. Go check us out online. We have a wonderful website, cupsandcakespod.com. That's cups, the letter N, cakespod.com. Features a ton of stuff. This video Unveil is just one small tiny little piece of what we do here at Cups and Cakes, highlighting the best up and coming acts out of Canada. And I guess that's it. We'll see you in 2 weeks.